Welcome back to another episode of Health is Wealth. And for this week's episode, what I wanted to discuss was this idea I was thinking about, which is fake it until you make it. Now, normally you might think, okay, fake it till you make it. We've heard it before, and normally we'll associate it to, looking the part of being wealthy, of being rich until you're there. But what I wanted to convey today was this idea of, you know, us wanting to create a different identity for ourselves, a different version of ourselves, and acting as that person already of who we want to become today to help become that person, right? And so, what I mean here, to put some context to it, and we'll just use a couple, examples here to make it all make sense, is if you're someone who's unhealthy right now, and you want to become healthy, you want to become fit, the way you've been living your life, over the last whatever time it's been, the things you've been doing, the way you've been thinking, just the habits we've had, right? Over time got us to where you might be in a position now to be like, okay, I want to not be this person anymore. I want to be that person now, right? And so it all took time. It didn't happen overnight. And you're not just going to wake up tomorrow and become that new person. So you first have to think to yourself, okay, I'm not healthy now. I want to be healthy. What does a healthy person do? And you start looking at those things and start implementing them and acting on them, right? If you being unhealthy is okay, you've been eating junk food, not taking care of your health because you haven't been exercising or things like that. Now someone who's healthy does these things. They eat better quality foods, they exercise and stuff like that. You need to start doing these things and acting as that person that you want to be as you are already them, because it's those habits that are going to help get you to where you're going to become that person. And so if you want to be fit, then you just start doing all of the action steps that someone who's living that lifestyle is doing: exercising more, eating better, writing down, their calories, tracking all this stuff, right? Just taking their health very seriously. And over time, we'll build that habit and discipline that's going to get us to where that person is. Another example is going to be someone who maybe wants to be a little bit more successful. Maybe you want to be wealthy or whatever. Maybe you want to have, be just financially a little bit better than maybe where you are right now. You have to think about, okay, what habits, what things have I been doing, that got me to this point to where I am at now. And obviously, what got you here is not going to get you there. And so, if you're looking to create a new identity and become that person, you have to start acting and talking and thinking like that person does. And so, if you're someone who's like, okay, I want to take my financial stuff more seriously, I want to become wealthy, I want to do these things, then think as that person does. Someone who's on that level is probably being very smart with their money. They're probably figured out a way to earn more of it, right? They probably are someone who pays attention to where they're spending money, what's coming in, what's going out, being very mindful about money in general, how they're making it, again, how they're spending it and things like that, and it's a discipline, it's a habit, it's a probably an everyday thing, it's a lifestyle, right? But in order for you to become that person, you're not just going to wake up. You start doing the things that that person is doing as you are already that person who is successful and wealthy, then there's no doubt I think you're going to get to the point of where you will physically then become that person. And it's because of the habits and the traits and the behaviors and the mindset and the disciplines of the things, right? And that's the fake it till you make it idea, is pretending you are already that person of who you want to be, until you're actually that person, you know try to figure out, again, using those two as examples, right? Being someone who's healthy or wanting to be someone who's healthy or someone who wants to be wealthy too, right? Do the things that they do, read the kind of stuff that they'd be reading, watch videos on kind of the video stuff that they would be watching. If you're someone who wants to be healthy, you go hang out with people, or do things that healthy people do. They're probably at the gym, they're probably hanging out with other people who are fit. They're probably very active outdoors, probably doing all these different things, right? And so you continue to mimic and do all those things, and then eventually you will become that person, but act and do as them now. Same thing with someone who wants to become wealthier, become financially better. Start doing all the things that they do. Again, mimic the behavior, mindset, and traits of that person. Someone who's, being more thoughtful about how you're spending your money. Someone who's probably at that level is figuring out different ways to earn income. Again, they're probably just not wasting their time. I'm sure they're investing in reading and understanding how money works, and creating those disciplines to become such. They're probably hanging out with people who are on the same page that they are. Getting around the same kind of people, the same kind of mindset. And I think it's all those kind of things of pretending you're already that person that's going to help you become that person. Because if you're doing all the things that person does, how could you not then become that person? And again, it's just, if we're looking to create a new identity, it's not just going to happen and say, okay, I just want to be that person. And then all of a sudden you're there. You have to start living that lifestyle. And I think it means physically, mentally, really change your identity now, even if you're not there, so that, it helps you program yourself um, to redesign yourself to become that person. And so those are my thoughts on the whole fake it till you make it, right? Just continue to act and do as that person until you actually become them. That's what I think anything that we're trying to do, right? So with that, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.